How's it going, everyone? Welcome to episode 10 of the Z Roll podcast. We're your hosts, Justin and Lacey Zachman, where we explore life's adventures together. Well, the topic today is holiday travel tips with kids. Tips and tricks for traveling with kids. I mean, it's holiday, yes, but really these tips can be for anytime.
Right.
But because it's the holiday season, there's a lot of traveling going on. We thought we would kind of, theme it that way. But we have to start with our famous icebreaker.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. So, would you rather spend Christmas in the snow or on the beach? I like this because it's kind of like that, the traveling vibe as well. So we're really on brand.
Yeah.
I would have to say, someone who lived in California, also was in college in California during the holidays, I would have to say the snow.
Yeah?
I would.
Yeah.
I really would.
It just gives you all the Christmas
It just,
feels.
I mean, you think about it, all the movies, it's like, it's the white Christmas.
Right.
It's snowing.
Right.
I think there's a caveat to that.
Yeah.
If it was Hawaii.
So here's my thing. I was just about to bring that up because I would agree with you. I would take the snow. It's Christmas time. It's just, there's nothing better than looking outside your window. I remember as a kid just seeing it just fall on the ground and like you're cozy inside in your jammies and a fire's going. You're getting real excited.
Yeah.
But I was talking to a lady at our church, and she was sharing with me about how they took all their kids to Hawaii for Christmas one year.
I remember that.
And she said they did just like, I think it was stockings, but they had to buy them in Hawaii. So they all like did a little shopping day.
That's cool.
And they bought things from different markets and just like fun little trinkets. And then they wore their pajamas and they went on the beach on Christmas morning. And she was just sharing all the fun little things they did. And I was really wanting to be a part of their family because I was like, that sounds so fun and so amazing. And just the little things that they brought into to make it just feel so, warm and cozy for Christmas.
It's a core
but it was
memory.
on the beach.
It's a core memory for them.
Yeah. So I thought that was really,
well, I was
really
going to say
cool.
too, like the reason why I would pick Hawaii is because, you have like, I feel like Christmas in Hawaii, I mean, you have the songs, there's movies. Yeah. I mean, it's just like, it's Hawaii. It's like almost like Disney and Christmas. It's like Hawaiian Christmas. Yeah. So that's why I wouldn't really care about going to any other beach but Hawaii.
Right.
That's a caveat. But I mean, it's a would you rather. So I think for the most part, I would say just the snow.
No, I'll take the snow too.
Because I mean, snowball fights, snowmen, snow angels, all the things you can do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And then like you have your Christmas lights up, and then you're going around like looking at Christmas lights and stuff, and it's like snowing.
Right.
And you're like drinking hot chocolate in the car, looking at people's Christmas lights. It's just there's a whole vibe to it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So here we go. We have all of our tips. We actually have 18 tips. So we're gonna kind of like go through some of these pretty fast. Some of them we'll take our time.
Yeah.
But we believe they're pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, last time we did a video like this, like traveling with kids, but it was a little bit different. And these are more of just like actual legitimate, like practical tips.
Right.
So we'll link that podcast below as well if you want to hang out, or if you want to hang out, or I guess, hang out, listen, watch, whatever. We also, if you're listening to this podcast, we have a YouTube channel and you can watch us on YouTube, see our faces if you want as well.
And
or
if you just stumbled across us, I'm Lacey.
And I'm Justin. So I think we said that in the beginning, didn't we?
Did we?
I don't know. Who knows?
Know.
But again, my name is Justin, and this is Lacey.
We could introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
Again. Why not? If we did it or not, I don't remember.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We are professional podcasters. Okay, so here we go. Number 1 first is take it slow.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Guys, this is a quality tip.
All right, number 2.
Okay.
Just kidding.
But basically, take it slow. So when you're traveling with kids, you have to realize that you got to take things slow. Like you got to make extra time. So you want to get to the airport early, realizing that security may take longer. Maybe you want to go buy some snacks for the kids and they're going to take forever to pick what snack they want. Boarding the plane, all those kind of different things. But also when you're like actually on vacation, maybe you can't do all the walking tours or the museums, or I'm thinking of like New York, because we just got back from New York.
Yeah.
But maybe you can't do all of those things.
Because we crammed a lot in that trip.
did.
And it's funny because every time we talked about how much we did, I was just overwhelmed. But I was like, but it was just us.
But it was just us.
We didn't have kids. And so I think we plan for extra time with things with traveling in general because you never know with delays or just things, whatnot. We like to be early. But with kids, it's just a different story because they're so unpredictable, as we know.
Yes.
And bathroom incidents or, hunger sets in and they're going to die if they don't have food right now.
Do you remember
when, just those times.
This is embarrassing. Should I say this? Do you remember when
I don't know what you're going to say.
When Landon had an accident in his pants?
In Tomorrowland. Yes.
So there was that.
Things just happen. So it's just good to plan for those times.
For those things. And this
they will happen.
And this is why we believe in taking a trip with just the two of us. Because we travel at a pace that is pretty upbeat. The tempo is a lot faster.
Yeah.
I would say it's 180 beats per minute.
It's probably too fast for most adults, to be honest.
Probably. And then with the kids, we're dropping down to like kind of like a nice little waltz, you know. But I think the thing is that's why, because we know when we're traveling with our kids, it's going to be just different and we're okay with that. So I think if you are used to like solo traveling or something like that and you're going to go with kids, just realize that and be okay with it and your vacation will be so much better.
Yeah.
Okay, tip number 2. Yeah. Don't overpack.
Right.
Okay, so I think
I've totally done this.
Yeah, we all have.
We all do because kids need a lot of stuff. And depending on the season of where your kids are at, babies need a lot of stuff. Yep. So sometimes I think they're going to need, these 5 teether toys and these 3, binkies and these 2 stuffies. Well, it's just like
they might need the binkies.
Take everything home. The binkies I will take. Kids, they disappear all the time.
Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah.
It's weird. Anyway.
But I always find myself realizing, like, why did I bring all of this stuff?
Yeah.
I didn't need all of it. They don't need all of it. And if we forget something, it's okay.
It's okay. But I think too, before we go to the next tip, because the next tip kind of like transitions into this, is I think sometimes we overpack because we're like, okay, look, like this is the comfort from home we want to bring to traveling to try to keep up the routine or the rhythm. Just know, and we'll talk more about this later, that traveling is going to mess up any kind of rhythm or routine that you have with your kids.
It does, yeah.
So know what toy or whatever you bring isn't going to matter too much. I mean, maybe if there's that like special blankie that they can't sleep without or whatever, obviously. But, I think sometimes we try to overpack because like, we want to bring the comfort from home. They're going to be so uncomfortable as it is because they're traveling. It's just not uncomfortable is the wrong word, but I'm just like different.
Yeah, out of sorts a little bit. Out of sorts. Right.
So anyway, just don't overpack because you don't want to be carrying 100 pounds of luggage when you're also having to carry your kids through the airport and all the luggage that you have, or when you get to your final destination and you have to pack everything up in cars and it can get crarazy.
Yeah. It just causes a lot more stress.
When you're traveling with kids, you're going to probably buy some souvenirs.
Yeah.
So remember to leave space in your luggage to bring that stuff back as well. You always forget about that. You're like, I won't buy any souvenirs. When you're traveling with kids, you're most likely going to buy souvenirs.
Yeah.
It's just going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we're weird.
I think a lot of people do.
I'm pretty sure. Okay. Kind of transitions to number 3. And that is to use a delivery service to get groceries / essentials.
Right.
So like Lacey was saying, like, if you forget stuff, it's okay. We don't overpack for a reason. Because when we get to our destination, we just get things delivered. Yeah. And you live in 2023. There's so many different delivery options out there.
Right.
And you can actually set it and schedule it out in advance of your grocery list. So you can make sure that you have everything. You can be packing, for your vacation. And then be okay, I'm not going to take this. And you can go to your delivery service and add those things to your grocery list. So you have it at your hotel room or wherever you're staying.
For example, we before we went on our Disney cruise, we stayed at Airbnb for a while, and our daughter Junie, was in diapers, and we just packed what we needed for the travel time, and then a little extra obviously, and then we just scheduled our grocery delivery, ordered a whole pack of diapers for the rest of the trip, so I wasn't taking up all that space in the suitcase on the way there. Packed what I needed for the travel day, and then ordered everything else. And it was just so nice and so convenient just to have it delivered, and it wasn't, ruined or squished during the travel time.
And speaking of getting things delivered, we always get Good to Grow
Yes.
delivered in our grocery list. No matter where we go, we make sure that we have our Good to Grow. And actually, Good to Grow is sponsoring this podcast, so we wanted to say thank you to Good to Grow for sponsoring us. Again, we love working with you guys.
Absolutely. So if you've never heard of Good to Grow, it is just the funnest line of kids beverages. They have hundreds of characters from kids' favorite shows and movies like Peppa Pig or Paw Patrol, Disney, Marvel, Bluey. They even have new characters in Bluey. They have Bluey and Bingo. So those are the new big ones.
We love that TV show. I feel like they made the creators of Bluey.
Yeah.
Or what is it called? Bluey? It's called Bluey. Yeah. I call it Bingo for some reason. Anyway,
Bingo's a sister.
Yeah, I feel like though the creators of that like made it for parents.
All right.
Like it was parents first and kids. Yeah.
So my favorite part about Good to Grow drinks is they are spill proof. It is amazing to take on trips, to have while we travel, not worrying about them getting it all over their clothes or, dumping it in the hotel. And it's really cool because they now have a bigger size for their drinks, which is really cool because as our kids are growing, they were so excited to see, they're like, whoa, they're bigger now. So not only are they spill proof, but they also have no added sugar, which is a huge plus.
Yeah, and also they have the snackers, which is great because they have, their snacks on the go in the stroller or just in the backpack or wherever we go. So when they're hungry, because that's another tip, that's a bonus tip, is like, man, pack snacks.
Right.
Like seriously, like kids get hangry, I get hangry, we all get hangry. So make sure that they're ready to go with the snacks in between, lunch or dinner or whatever.
Yeah.
But also like with their drinks, it's so cool because that is like their water bottle for the rest of the trip. So when they're done with the amazing juice that's in it, they just fill it up with water and it's spill proof, and they just put that in their little, carry-on bag or our backpack or whatever. Yeah. And that's their water bottle and they love it. Also, Junie has been, she's been loving, she will not let her car's Good to Grow go away. Like her Lightning McQueen, she loves it. It's so cute.
She's been rocking that for a while.
Yeah, definitely. So if you want to learn more about Good to Grow, you can follow them at Good to Grow Drinks on Instagram and TikTok. Thank you again, Good to Grow, for sponsoring our podcast. We appreciate you guys, and we love you guys so much.
Right. You can tell if you look in our drawer, in our kids' drawer, how much we love them. We have just stacks of different toppers.
We have a Good to Grow drawer. There's just toppers for days. Okay, it brings us to tip number 4 is share your itinerary with your kids. So we've been doing this. Actually, we've done this since they were little, even when they couldn't really understand. We're like, hey, this is what we're doing. They show pictures and stuff.
Right.
But now it's, more important because they want to know, but also, I don't know, when your kid feels comfortable, on vacation, they tend to be on a better mood. Like they kind of know what's going on.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't tell them everything.
Right.
But this morning, I was drinking my coffee. Landon was eating his cereal, and he was asking me about our itinerary for our upcoming cruise.
Right.
And he was like, so where are we going? Where's the Bahamas at? And talking. And they just want to know.
Where does our ship leave from? He was just asking all those detailed questions. He just, it just kind of helps them be prepared a little bit more too, what to expect.
Right. Yeah. So tip number 5 is have the right perspective. So we kind of touched on this earlier, but the act of traveling itself will mess with your routines. Okay. And just understand that, they may not get enough sleep. They may not sleep at all. They may have too much sugar because you're spoiling them because it's vacation. You're eating ice cream at midnight and then you're expecting them to go to bed. Things change. And we love vacation because kids know that their routines change.
Yeah.
I think early on we tried to really keep with our routine with our kids and stuff. Hey, we're going to, it'll be better. Honestly, we have found that it's not. We have found that letting it just kind of go organically.
And that's, I think, so fun for them to look forward to because they're like, oh, we don't have our bedtime, our normal bedtime and just different things. It makes it so special. Yep. And so it really helps just with the overall, expectation for them that they look forward to that, it's a special treat. So things, that we normally do at home or things that are someplace kind of go out the window. But again, all of this is, within reason. It's not like we're partying with our kids till 3 a.m. on vacation. We understand. They go to bed, they get sleep, but we also sleep in on vacation too. So we keep those things in mind. But it's just having that perspective.
More relaxed. Yeah. Okay. Tip number 6 is understanding that things will go wrong / not according to plan. Yikes. When you are traveling with kids, understand that things will go wrong. Like, I mean, there might be the tantrums. There might be like for example, like there was a time we were headed to like a dinner or something on the Disney cruise or something like that, and one of the boys had a meltdown. And it's like we had to like figure things out, slow down, talk through it, and then eventually we're fine. But it's just that stuff will happen. It's just going to happen, and so understanding that. And like we talked about Landon, he had an accident in Tomorrowland. Like we were trying to get on, what ride we were trying to get on?
Buzz
Lightyear. And we just couldn't because he had an accident. And it's just, and those are small things. We've also had big things happen to us. And it's just a reality, but understanding like things can go wrong, but also you may have all these things booked, ready to go, and you may have to just like cancel them. You just might have to.
Yeah.
And just know that going into it, you're going to be so much better.
Right. And I think that's more of a helpful thing for a state of mind for us, knowing this going into it. So it's not like a shocker. And then we're
get stressed out.
We're not getting stressed or, you're ruining our vacation, anything like that, because it's not. We're just like, you know what? We knew this was going to happen. We knew things were going to interrupt the vacation, and just be able to be flexible with it.
Yeah, totally. 100%. All right. Number 7 is no lost kids. And what we mean by this is that we have some things we set up for our kids, because when you're traveling, everything's different, especially in airports. I mean, no matter where you're at, really. I mean, so we talk to our kids before we go, and we, have some guidelines. Okay. Yeah. So number 1 is we have them wear air tags. And so we have like the special bracelet, we'll link it below, but we just put an air tag in there so we can locate where they're at.
They just wear like a watch.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. It's just cool that way if something does happen. I mean, kids are crazy. Like you look away for 3 seconds, they're gone.
Yeah.
They see something in the store, whatever. And even though you train your kids to stay by my side, for the most part they do, but there's, they're kids.
Right. And we live in a world where, we want them to be safe, and we're in areas where sometimes there's not.
Yeah.
It's not the safest, and we want to be able to know where they're at. So that is just a little thing we do for precaution.
There's that. And then we have meetup spots. So wherever we go, just depending, and this changes depending on where we're at on vacation, but we'll have like a meetup spot. So for example, in Disneyland, we have a meetup spot, and this is crazy. And I'll give you a little story. So the meetup spot is Jolly Holiday. And the reason why this is our meetup spot is because it's easy to locate. It's kind of like in the middle of everything. But this is where my parents told me when I was 5 years old to meet them if I got lost. I still remember that to this day. Whenever I go to Disneyland, I'm always like, that's the spot.
Yeah.
I remember that. It was so ingrained.
Well, and it's like kind of central, like where the castle is. And so, and in that area where you can eat if you don't know where that's at. But so it's a little bit easy for them to find. And I know they have like cast members and, you can go to and stuff.
But I think that this is why we decided to have like a spot in different places where we're at, is because of that. I still remember it to this day. And so when we go to like a hotel or we go to wherever we're at, we're like, hey, if you get lost, come back here.
Right. Just have a meeting spot.
And, and that's been really helpful. Never had to use it, but it's just good to have that. Also, we teach our kids our phone number at an early age.
Yeah. And we actually, there's a little song we did for our address too. And so one time Landon actually got lost in our neighborhood, and long story, won't go into it now, but he was able to tell somebody he knew our address because of the song we did. And there's like a song for the number too, like 208. I won't say your number on the podcast, but that was really helpful because he just sang the song.
He actually sang the song to the police officer.
Yeah.
And the police officer's like, wow, he knows your phone number.
Yeah.
So, and how old was Landon?
3, 4.
Yeah, he was super young. And so, I mean, no matter like, if your kids can talk, they can probably start learning.
And then your phone learning number. Songs and stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, so those are the 3 things we do: air tags, have a location to meet up in case you get lost, and also the phone number.
All right. So number 8 is bring a car seat. And do we have a good travel car seat to recommend?
Oh my gosh. So if your kid obviously needs a car seat, we suggest to bring them because of this car seat.
Right. So it's the Duna. And if you've never heard it before, it's a car seat and a stroller all in one. The wheels can pop in and then they can pop out. And it is absolutely amazing. When we were traveling in New Orleans, took a lot of Ubers and stuff to get around. And it was just so nice because we just, every time the driver was like opening the trunk, we're like, no, we're good. And he's like, whoa. And we just like pop the wheels in and then you can buckle it in. It is amazing. It was also great for the cruise because it's so small. So it just maneuvered through the ship so easily. Even we would bring it to dinner, and
she would just sit right there at dinner. Didn't need a high chair
level.
Because she was kind of like, we did
best.
I don't even know why I'm talking about this, but we did the late dining, so she was like ready to sleep.
So
she would just sleep in there when we had dinner. But anyway, like we kind of went back and forth with this.
And then also, if your kids are older, we did the Zoe, the double stroller for our boys. It's very lightweight, and as far as travel goes, like for a double stroller, it's amazing. Like when you pick it up, I remember somebody told me too. They picked up like, whoa, this is so light. It was awesome. We love that one. If you're looking for like older kids,
totally. So. I mean, we went back and forth on like, do we bring a car seat? Because you can get car seats for different like travel vehicles, or you can add that on to when you're making reservations and stuff. But we found it so much easier to have our own because of the Uber situation, and also how it was a stroller. So we'll link that below. It's fantastic. But yeah, cool. Brings us to number 9. Bring entertainment. See how I sang? It was the entertaining. See that? That was a good transition.
You're the entertainment.
I don't know what that was. So this is the entertainment we have for the boys. We have the Nintendo Switch, Mario Kart.
Our boys, if we didn't say it before, they're 8 and almost 6. So that's the age range there.
That's the age range. So we bring the Nintendo Switch, and we also bring an iPad, and we bring headphones, but we don't do the Bluetooth ones anymore. Because they're frustrating.
So frustrating.
Like to have to like lean over in the airplane trying to like set their Bluetooth up, or they get frustrated. It's just easy for them just to plug it in and call it a day.
Or for some reason they change to a different device and resyncing it. It was always like so frustrating for them and us. So the ones with the cord were like,
and I'm all about wireless connectivity, like for sure. But like, it just got to the point. So we do the wired headphones, and that's pretty much our entertainment for them. Like they're content with those things, and it's great. So when we have those long dinners, like we talk about Disney Cruise quite a bit, but the dinners are so dang long for kids. We love them, but they're long, and so after they have their meal, we'll throw on a show, and they're happy as clams. What does that even mean? Happy as clams?
I guess clams are just super happy to be alive until they get eaten.
Wow. That got dark so fast. Anyway, any hoozles. Here we go. Number 10. We also pack a new toy for them. This is great. Because, I don't know, usually in the airplane when we have a long flight or whatever, Lacey will be like, hey, surprise.
Look in your backpack.
And then there's a new toy.
Nothing major, just, one of our trips, I both got them like a little travel Buzz Lightyear because they were super into Toy Story when we did Disney World one year. And it's fun because they'll think about that trip and that toy, but it's something new. It's just something exciting.
It's all about the new.
Yes, it keeps them busy for a while. So we also do this with like the little color pads, like a new, a fresh one with a fresh, like, marker, the kind that don't make a mess.
Legitimate.
So yeah, those color pads are amazing. They're really small, no mess, easy to pack. So we usually get those too.
Boom. All right, brings us to number 11, and that is the tackle box. Lacey, explain the tackle box to us.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So the tackle box, I wish I could like have it with me, but we'll link it below. But it's what it says it is. It's just a little tackle box. It's not like a big one, small one, and they've got like the little interchangeable dividers in it. So you can make whatever sizes you want. And then I put snacks in them. So I'll put little pretzels in one, or goldfish, or maybe something sweet, M&Ms or something. And it's their snacks for the travel day. And they can open it up, close it. There's no mess or worrying about like bags dumping everywhere. They seem to like them
they
they were little, but I'm not so sure with Landon being 8 if I
gosh.
did it now. We'll see.
No,
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Like I would take a tackle box.
And when I'm saying little, I know he's still little, but I feel like he's just getting to that point where he's it's kind of
if
toddlerish.
If someone gave me a tackle box full of my favorite snacks, like what? I would be jacked. He's going to love it. We'll make one for our upcoming Walt Disney World trip. We will make a tackle box for Landon, and we'll see if he likes it. Okay. Let us know below. Team Justin, Team Lacey. Is he going to like it? Okay. By the way, if you want to comment on this podcast, you can go to our YouTube channel. That's where you can comment all the things. Team Justin, Team Lacey. Is Landon going to like the tackle box? I just know I love tackle box stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
well, you love like Taco Bell's box surprise things, or it's like
Taco Bell box surprise.
You get your like cinnamon twist and your tacos.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love when there's a package deal.
Yeah.
By the way, Taco Bell sounds really good for dinner tonight. So I'm just saying, maybe Taco Bell always sounds good.
I've got stuff on the menu tonight. No Taco Bell, sorry.
Okay, number 12, strategically plan flight times. This is the thing. When you're trying to find the best deal, you may not be able to strategically plan it. Yeah. We try to kind of stay with the same airline just for like points and miles and all that stuff. Right. But that's a whole different topic. That we can talk about later on in a different video. But we try to find the best times that work best for our family. So we don't really like trying to get up super early, though sometimes we have to, depending on. But if we can like leave later in the morning, that works best for us. Sometimes, like this next trip we're taking, we're not leaving until like 2 or 3 p.m. And we're getting there like around midnight. And that just works really well for our boys.
For the trip and what we're doing.
Yeah, for what we're doing for that trip. Right. It just does. So we kind of see the trip, see what we're doing, and we kind of strategically plan those times. Yeah. Okay, number 13 is get TSA pre-check or global entry. TSA pre is huge because it saves you so much time. You know, to take out your laptops, your liquids, your shoes, and then your kids can go with you through TSA pre. Honestly, it's a pretty simple process. Just do it. Yeah. Honestly, it saves so much time and it's amazing. Yeah. So, number 14, have your kids carry their bags.
We taught our boys to do this pretty young age, looking back at Tucker when he was like 2 or 3 and had his little backpack on, and he had his special stuff, his blanket or whatever it was in his backpack for the travel time on the airplane, and he loved it. It was so cool because it was like that was their bag, their stuff. Totally. And he would rock that all through the airport. There's times like, we'd go in the stroller and put it there too, but when we needed to go, like he would carry it.
Well, it gives them ownership at a young age. And so it's like this thing where they know like they need to carry their own bag. They're responsible for that bag. And we've seen people where the parents are carrying all their own bags. And I'm like, number one, I don't have that many hands. And number two, my kid can carry his own bag. Like it's a little roller. It's not like 400 pounds. Right. But we believe that it teaches them a lot of different things. Yeah. Responsibility, ownership. And it just teaches them, I think, how to travel better.
Right.
Honestly.
And you can make it fun where they get to pick out, their suitcase. They have like really cool, like kid kind too.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, that is on the Christmas list for Tucker this year. It is.
I know he wants a new one because Paw Patrol, he's, ready for the next thing. So that was his old one.
He's done with poor Paw Patrol. So number 15 is pre-book as much as you can. So we like to make sure that we have things booked, ready to go, as far as like our hotel, our lodging, that kind of thing. Right. Maybe there's like some like museums you want to check out or some activities. So we'll pre-book some of those things. That way we're prepared, we're ready to go, and we have a plan.
Well, I was going to say too, you can always cancel usually, but sometimes it's hard to get whatever it is, reservation, and it's like, oh, we're out, rather than just be like, hey, this is not going to work, let's cancel.
Plain milk's fine.
I know you're thinking that. Yeah. We're out. So it always helps, alleviate the stress.
I'm okay. So the reason why we put this in here is because when we used to travel together before kids, we would go to a location and we wouldn't have things booked. Like we would literally not even have our hotel or a campground or whatever booked. And we would go there and then just kind of like figure it out when we got there. Just kind of get the lay of the land and go. And then we would book as we went. And that was a fun fun adventure to do that, honestly. I actually like doing that because sometimes you want to get the lay of the land of the place they've never been and then be like, okay, I want to go here. But with kids, you just want to have a place where you can go immediately to rest, to put your luggage, to, freshen up a little bit, let the kids unwind a little bit. You just want to have that, especially when lodging goes. And you want to have somewhat of a loose plan because kids, they get stir crazy and they want to start doing some things pretty fast. And so, pre-book as much as you can.
Yeah. All right, number 16 is bring a spare outfit. And I'm talking for you and the kids.
Yes.
So we have had many times where spills happen, accidents happen. I feel like we've brought up the story of Landon and his accident in Tomorrowland a lot today, but that spare outfit came in handy that day.
Oh man, it was in the backpack. We pulled it out.
Right.
We're good.
We're good to go to keep going.
This is a running joke at this point because it happens pretty much every vacation. But Lacey will sit down, like, we're boarding the airplane. I usually have a cup of coffee in my hand already. I don't know why that always happens, but I do. Yeah. And every time I'm about to sit down, she's like, do not spill your coffee. Because I've spilled my coffee on her countless times.
So many trips.
And it's always in the plane. Right when we sit down, boom.
Right.
Are you serious right now?
And then I have a coffee stain on my pants the rest of the travel day. And I'm just like, oh. So I bring extra clothes too.
Really, for me? Like, I'm the child.
Yeah.
Okay. Scheduled downtime is number 17. When you go on vacation, we've talked about this, how you're kind of out of the routine, all that kind of stuff. But we've realized it's so important to make sure that you have scheduled downtime. And we say scheduled because sometimes you just get excited, especially if you're in a place like Disney. There's so much to see. Everyone wants to do the next thing, but we have to schedule ourselves. No, we're going back to the resort. We're going back to the hotel.
Yeah.
And we're just going to chill because we've realized that when we do that, the kids have more energy. We have more energy. Everyone's more happy. We do more things.
Some really fun memories during those times.
Totally.
Yeah, definitely.
So sometimes, like, if we're talking about Disney, we're bringing that up as an example because we're going there soon. But like, we'll schedule an actual resort day. Like, we don't go to the parks that day, or at least, for a while. Sometimes we still mosey on in, but we really try to schedule a time where it's just like we just relax, sit by the pool, that kind of thing. So schedule downtime. And lastly, but not least, is be flexible. We kind of touched on this a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is just, you're on vacation. Just relax. Go with the flow. Just whatever. And that's not just with your kids. That's with just everything. There's so many things that happen where, all of a sudden, like, your plane gets delayed. Or they lost your reservation at your hotel. Or the Uber
your luggage.
Yeah. Or the Uber cancels on you. And you're hanging out with, like, your kids, and you're just like, come on, hurry up. Like, lost luggage. Yeah. Coffee spills. But just be flexible. You're on vacation, and don't start your vacation all stressed. We've been there. We're all there. But we have to remind ourselves, like, look, like, stuff's going to go wrong again. Just be flexible. And, but yeah, those.
And I was going to say, too, with that, is those moments where things go awry or wrong can also be really good times to laugh together.
Oh, well, I was going to say, that brings up a good point is, I think some of our core memories on vacations because they are because things have gone wrong.
Yeah.
Like, because we were flexible through it, it ended up detouring us to a spot where they are our best memories on vacation, which is the irony of that. It's so weird. So that's why being flexible is so important, because you may uncover gold.
Right.
Like, you may look back and be like, remember the time when this happened? Oh my gosh. Like, I remember a time when I made my sister cry on vacation over croutons. Okay. Huge story behind that. But to this day, at Thanksgiving dinner, just a little bit ago, we joke about that. Right. And it was so fun. And so it's just, I mean, it sounds really sick. I made my sister cry, but it's just the reality. Yeah. Be flexible. Well, those are our 18 tips on traveling with kids during the holidays / whenever. But, final thoughts. The thing is just do it. Go travel. I know sometimes you're like, hey, man, is it worth it? Is it worth traveling with kids? It is so worth it to us in so many different reasons. But just get out there, travel. Your kids will learn different things. They'll see different styles, different transportations, different landscapes. I don't know, different cultures, food. Like, they learn so much when they travel. They ask so many different questions, and it's such a great time. And so, I know it's a little bit harder sometimes having kids when you're traveling, but it is so worth it.
Yes, I agree. And right now, too, with the holidays, I know, like, thinking about, you're visiting maybe family, too. That's another thing, like going to visit family or, going to different places and, staying with relatives, too. Sometimes it's just uncomfortable, and you're just, out of sorts or just, like we talked about with their schedules and stuff. But But they do learn so much. You know, they learn to be flexible as we do too.
Yep.
So it's always, you know, always good comes out of it, I find.
For sure.
Yes.
But anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us on podcast number 10.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty awesome. You guys have a amazing Christmas. And we will probably not have another podcast until the first of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned for that. But anyways, guys, we love you. We're thankful for you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Again, if you are listening and you want to comment, head to our YouTube channel, Our Z Roll, and you can comment away on this video. But other than that, we will talk to you or see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye, guys.